much better at that riff in there, Mark. It's pretty crazy.
I think we went live with us before the Diddy.
I don't know anymore, man. I can't. It worked. It worked perfectly for us last week, so I knew we were going to get screwed on that one.
I was getting my lighting right, and I think we actually gave them a preview. I can't tell if this is Crow Weber or Sting Weber or Powder Weber or V for Vendetta Weber. It's too much Weber though, so
it's all a little. Yeah. Okay, you don't look dead now. That's good.
No, I'm live in color. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Good night. Good night, everybody. Anyway. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It's 9 o'clock. It's Bush.
Wake up, Joe.
You're on the What's on Joe Mind channel. It's time for the TeamStream here on What's on Joe Mind.
Aw, face of an angel, heart of a devil. Hey, showtime. Better.
All right. I'm Mike Irizarry. Joining me this evening. We've already heard him go crazy this night. It's the honcho Mark Weber.
I'm bringing the energy tonight, baby.
What is happening today?
I don't understand this at all. And in the bottom row, back after however many weeks on hiatus at various shows and, I don't know, shenanigans, it's Joe Colton.
Hi, everybody.
But yes, I could not, in good conscience, brand tonight another Joe Colton Returns episode.
No, it's another stop on her world tour. She's back in business, baby.
If you're joining us tonight on YouTube, be sure to like the video, give us a subscribe. You guys are pretty good about liking our videos.
Yeah.
Could use a few more subscriptions. So if you want to spread the word, by all means,
get
on that one. If you're watching us on YouTube tonight, go ahead and react somehow. Give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy.
A huggy guy?
Yeah, the little care icon, the huggy guy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Huggy bear.
I like it when people give us that one. So
is there a bear?
Lets the Facebook people know that we're paying attention. I don't know how anything works with Facebook metrics. I don't think anybody does. It's like some weird black magic algorithms that they change on a whim.
Yeah.
But hey, if they think that we're watching, then by all means, let's let them think that we're watching.
Yeah.
Right? But hey, big week in the world of G.I. Joe. Not so much. Not so much. We're kind of counting down the days until Hasbro PulseCon. And that is October 21st, 22nd.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'll pull up my calendar right here.
Right now.
There's Huggy Guy. Huggy Guy just showed up.
We don't have a calendar sound effect.
Wow, Huggy Guy.
21st is a Thursday, 22nd is a Friday. So I think that's right, or it might be 22nd, 23rd. Whatever. Somewhere around the 22nd. Should be we'll let everybody in on Inside Baseball now. Joe Colton is here despite con crud. Which is
con crud. Would you stop?
We have you just been to two cons.
Oh my God.
With William at both of them, no less. That's con crud.
That means I'm gonna die. Every time he goes to a con, some guy dies.
Yeah, because he drives over him.
Right.
Right.
I drove to the last one, so. But he moved the car closer.
So just to recap, you just got back from a convention.
Yes.
You feel like crap.
No, I felt like crap Tuesday afternoon.
Okay.
So Wednesday morning when I woke up, I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And then
absolutely con crud.
Yeah.
Is it possible those two things are linked, are related, perhaps?
The exhaustion or the con?
The exhaustion / sickness and the con.
I think it's because I've been working 10 to 13 hours for the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then you've been spending your recovery time in the crud dome.
Right.
So
Honestly,
anybody,
Joe.
anyways, if you've been paying attention to us on social media, you saw that the lovely Joe Colton did take some con footage from last weekend at RetroCon in Oaks, Pennsylvania. We got a little 3.5-minute video together for that. That is on the channel. By all means, please, if you have not watched it, and looking at the numbers, you have not, head on down, give that a watch after we're done here today. Joe Colton, how is RetroCon in Oaks? I know that's one that you're at all the time. They pay you to be there.
No, they don't. I love going there because it's a buyer's con and it is definitely a toy convention. So the two of you have got to make it down there one year. It's a 2-day con. It is, I don't want to say it's like a garage sale, but it started out like a cool garage sale, like the old cons where people had tables and they just threw everything on the table. This year, they had more vendors, more stuff from like the 80s and 90s. And it was like, I was so overwhelmed. It took me probably 10 minutes to go down one aisle. And I was in regular clothing when I was doing it because there was just so much to see. There was like good pricing. People would negotiate on pricing and bargain. And there was things that you didn't normally see. I sent you a picture of one of the things that Mark Balemo and I love to like talk about. It is a castle that is from the Golden Girls, but not the 4 old ladies that lived together. This was the year before She-Ra was released. There was a Golden Girls. They were barbarian women and a few men. They had horses. It was like the pre-She-Ra She-Ra. So people don't know about this, but I had never seen one in the wild except for the one that I got, and it's priceless. So this was in a box for $400, and I was like,
wow,
that's insane. I almost bought it, and then I was like, how am I going to explain that to Wes? And I have 2 of these.
Tell him you thought there were Santas inside.
I
explain it to Wes by turning around and selling it for 3 times as much, at least.
Right.
Belomo.
I could, but I'm not like that.
To Belomo, no less. I'm not even talking eBay. Belomo would shell out $1,200 for that.
I'm sure if he knew that I saw it, I don't even know if he has one now. I think he does have one, because if he doesn't, I am so gonna kick myself. It's rare to find it, and like
I'm gonna guess that if he did not have it and you were there in front of it, he probably would have just appeared in a puff of smoke.
Right.
And
would have gone bamf.
Yeah. And of course, we're talking about distinguished author Mark Belomo.
Yes.
Friend of the program several times over.
Yes.
Guest.
And pillar of the Joe community.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And a very good archivist of 80s toys.
And accomplished ballroom dancer.
Yes, not many people know that.
No, keep that on the down low. Otherwise, people are always asking them to dance, right? Come on.
Right. I would.
Those feet are tired after a con. You don't want to waltz, samba.
I think anybody would have the good sense to not ballroom dance with you, Joe Colton.
Yeah.
Why?
You're a little putsy. Don't give me look. Don't give me.
I am very good in heels. I am very awful in flats.
I got exhibit A and B on why you don't want to dance with Joe Colton. Waiting right here. Just need a
the law firm of Jacoby and Myers.
No. Just need a clicky click here. Help me out, Mike.
Don't.
Just waiting.
No.
Just waiting.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
God.
You can't drag me. You can't drag me into a battle between co-hosts like this.
I've been sitting on this for a week. Just posted on Facebook. All I did was edit the photo a little bit.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That could be anything.
Share my screen.
What is this?
All right, I'm looking.
This is why you don't dance with Joe Colton. Look at those toes.
I had no idea what he was up to here.
I was trying to say, yep, you were helping me. All I did was crop the photo.
Look, man,
I did nothing to that but crop it.
That was awful. Do you know how scared I was? I was so scared.
You sounded terrified. Is it a water slide thing or a roller coaster thing? Or
I don't. Yeah, so I have control issues, so I don't like not being in control. Okay. And I don't like heights and roller coasters.
Okay, so now don't take this the wrong way, which is a brutal setup, but you don't come across as stereotypical girly girl very often, right?
Right.
No.
But you squealed like a third grader on that water slide, did you? And it didn't look that fast.
It was really fast.
I'm sure it felt that way. Now I know I don't know. You went backwards, right?
Yes, and there were these bumps that, like, I guess slowed down the tube, and then right after the bumps, not right after, but like soon after, I couldn't tell, but then you just drop, and then there was like a area where you like pendulum swing.
Okay.
And we got onto the dry part of that wall, and I was like, I'm lifting off the wall.
So just to fill in everybody who is not plugged into your Facebook life here, Joe.
Yes.
This is 2 weeks ago when we were off from the show.
Yeah.
You were at another convention, but before you went to that convention, you were at a water park.
So I didn't actually go to the convention. I never go to that convention. I just go to the water park.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm glad we didn't put out a whole lot of promotional material on that one.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did not get the, hey, go see Joe Colton at
Yes.
on. I'm glad
if you did. I would have gone. It's in the same, like, it's in the convention part of that hotel, but I like to go to the
water park.
Water park.
In your mirror costume.
I did Judge Dredd, and then I did something else.
Judge Dredd at the water park?
Yeah, well, no, I do like a Dredd bathing suit. So I have a badge, and then it says hot shot on the butt.
Okay.
All right.
You asked.
No, I didn't think you were being serious.
All right. I guess Joe Colton, I've known you for a long time now, and I didn't know this. I didn't know about this one. So okay.
Yeah, I didn't bring the helmet because it's like really expensive.
Well, sure. It does kind of bring the whole Judge Dredd motif into things, but sure.
Yes.
Sure. Just leave it out.
My badge says Colton, and it's like screen printed onto my bathing suit. I did the Marriott carpet at that con. So it's a bikini Marriott carpet. It's a thing for Dragon Con.
Okay. Okay, I know about that one. I know about that.
I don't, but
it's a carpet that's really famous, and then when they ripped it out, people went bananas.
Okay.
I have like 2 pieces of that carpet in my house. But now people make like dresses or bathing suits or towels or bed sheets out of the pattern.
Yeah.
So
that pattern,
they replaced it with they replaced the carpet at the Marriott in Atlanta with this like shit streaked pattern. It's like different shades of brown and beige. It looks like a dog just went from one side to the other.
That's as good as time as any to bring up
air
jar.
It's a good segue.
Of course, you can
I didn't know how else to describe it. It's bad.
Contribute to the swear jar at our Ko-fi page. The link is down below, and there's Colton's cosplay page as well.
So actually, somebody I think puked badly on it, and some other person, this is really sad, jumped from he committed suicide, and so now they have to change the carpet again, and so like Or just like make it go back to this crazy like pattern of colors.
Or else bad things will keep happening.
Right.
Just go to a cutting green. Putting green. There you go. Right?
People are like that about the carpet in the Portland airport in Oregon. They take photos of it when they fly out of there, and they sell bags with the pattern on it.
Yeah. So this one was bad, the streak one, because when you go down the stairs, it was the way that the stair was, not the opposite. So drunk people wouldn't know when to step down. So it was becoming an illusion. And so people would just face plant down like 10 steps of stairs and 20 steps of stairs. And you like watch them tumble and you're like,
right. If you could get like the security cam of that and speed it up with a little yappy sax, now we're talking.
There we go.
Funniest home videos.
I'd give that a huggy guy. Like,
there you go. And speaking of huggy guys, if you're watching us on Facebook tonight, and we know there's more than 3 of you,
but
a thumbs up or a heart or the little huggy guy.
Yeah,
we love little huggy guy. And if you're watching us on YouTube, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video in all your social media circles, because it means a heck of a lot more when you do it than when we do it.
We know our YouTube fans have issues, but we want them to have subscriptions. Okay.
Oh my God! We need to put out the big book of Mark Webber dad jokes. Is what we need to do.
Yeah,
is that what we need?
Hardly any of them are original, but I've stolen from so many places. It's hard to track it all down.
That doesn't matter. Original, schmo-original.
By the way, big news: single dad for a week.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Mrs. Weber is on assignment. And I always say to the kids, all right, mom's going to be gone for a week. You know what that means? And they both say it at the same time. Daddy-law. That's right. Daddy-law.
And then what happens?
And then we order a lot of pizza. Yeah. It's that line from
Chinese one night, right?
No, I'm not a big Chinese food fan.
Oh man.
So neither are they, because they don't get it from me. I'm the cooker in the family. So and by cooker I mean Domino's, but fine. But yeah, there's that line in Talladega Nights where he leaves his rotten kids with his mom, and she goes, "All right, I'm instituting granny law." And I forget if it's Walker or Texas Ranger. Looks up at her and goes, "Damn, you gonna break us like a pair of wild horses, ain't you?" That's right. So coming soon, Law and Order to the Weber house. I got a week to get these kids right.
I don't understand. They're good kids. What are you doing?
You only know what I've told you, Joe.
They're adequate kids.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and they're getting older. Birthdays this week, so ooh.
Happy birthday to Derek, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Derek's birthday was yesterday. Elizabeth's is tomorrow. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So well done, kiddos. You're another year older. When you're closer to driving.
Are you terrified for that?
I mean, actually what I'm terrified of is bike riding. Because as a kid, I had to ride my bike everywhere. Dentist appointment, ride your bike. Soccer practice, ride your bike. I got hit by cars 3 times. Once was my fault. So given how I think the drivers on the road today are the worst ever, because not because I'm an old man and everything was better when I was young, but with the cell phones and everything, like I'm terrified of my kids getting run over on their bikes.
Oh, no one's paying attention to anything anymore.
No. So the sooner they can get in a car that might protect them with a seatbelt, I'm all for it. It's the bikes that scare me. So anyway, where were we?
It's only taken us 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and get into the news.
Yeah.
Dear God. Every time I think we're getting away from the format that made us popular,
we pull you back in.
We start the show with 20 minutes worth of nonsense. But the first news item, the dominoes continue to fall at Paramount, where the president of Paramount's motion picture group, Emma Watts, has resigned. Watts had served the studio in this capacity since 2017 and was once considered a potential CEO of the company for when Jim Giannopoulos retired. Jim Giannopoulos stepped down back on September 10th, if you remember. She had also been serving as the head of both the Transformers and G.I. Joe live-action movie franchises. Taking the reins at the Paramount Motion Picture Group will be Mike Ireland and Daria Serchik, who will also be in charge of the G.I. Joe movie franchise. And we're never ones to root for people to lose their jobs.
No.
Right? It's terrible. Sometimes it happens and you deserve it, and sometimes it happens and you don't. But at the same time, it's hard to argue that maybe the G.I. Joe franchise needs some fresh ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should bring in somebody who really knows the franchise, right?
I mean, God knows if they did that. It's hard to say. We don't know anything. I don't know anything about these people. It's inside movie stuff, and who knows about any of these folks, right?
Right.
I'm gonna guess that they don't. But yeah. I don't know. Sometimes the outsider has the right touch, right?
Sometimes.
But sometimes we've seen where sometimes the outsiders really don't. Anyways,
right.
Good luck to the new folks. Let's hope that there continues to be the G.I. Joe live action movie franchise. Apparently, that's where they've decided to try and make their money on this stuff.
Okay.
I still say it's off base. I still say that long form animation would be the way to really carry this franchise, but whatever. So that's Paramount for us. It's not really G.I. Joe news, but next news item. It was in the title card this week, but the Target.com Fall Geek Out finale is this weekend. Target has been revealing new product every Friday for a month now, and while none of it has been G.I. Joe related to this point, which is why we've pretty much ignored it, that could change this weekend. The event's finale is set for Sunday, that's October 3, and both Hasbro and G.I. Joe licensee Super 7 are advertised as showing new product that day. Along these lines, 3 new classified G.I. Joe listings have appeared in Target's computer, and they are codenamed. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, there's our Fall Geek Out print.
Ooh, very nice.
But Hyperion, Dion, Daiwan, I don't know, and Rhea. Those names don't really mean anything in regards to what characters those are going to be, of course. It's just their system code names. Histank did point out that they're all moons of Saturn. And that may or may not have anything to do with Sunday's reveals or the news that we broke about the 2022 classified selection. We don't know anything about anything. It could all just be timing or weird timing. But I'm just saying, hang around Target.com on Sunday. Maybe we'll see something. Maybe we won't. We really have no idea. But certainly there's enough out there to perhaps stoke interest. And thanks, of course, to, as you can see on the screen, 80s Toy Boy on Twitter.
Name your source, Mike.
He's one of our followers. I named him 80s Toy Boy.
Okay.
Name your source.
I'm pretty excited to find out, which Target items you're going to pre-order and they're going to cancel on you.
Oh.
That's just you, man.
No, it's not.
It's also me when I just try to change my address so that they can send it to the right place.
There's some other people out there I read this week having the exact same issue. Man.
And Ryan Sweeney says what we've all been thinking.
Yep.
Better than Uranus.
I love that band. No, wait. Sorry.
Somebody give us a rim shot. All right. But that's what we don't know about what's coming up from Target this weekend. We don't know anything. But we don't know lots of things, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah. It's a long list.
Anyways. So if anybody has any guesses they'd like to throw out there, go ahead and throw them down in the comments. We'll take a look, and hopefully after Sunday we'll have more answers. Hopefully there's answers to have on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time since there's been any real G.I. Joe news. There hasn't been a thing since that. And that's a little troubling. Outside of the one bit of news that we broke, nothing's happened.
Yeah.
And that's not us.
What? It's like
Joe
high school.
Up her feet again. But anyways, that's not us blowing our horns. That's just that's all that's leaked out. So hopefully we have something on Sunday.
We've been the reigning, defending, undisputed news-breaking champion for several weeks now.
Yeah, we got 2 in a row as far as figures go.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Colton, what did you do?
I was coughing. And I wanted to press the mute button, and it pressed the studio button.
The mute button is not on your monitor.
Oh, no. It is not. It is not. Joe Colton, you got the con crud. There's no way around it. Total con crud. Why don't you go ahead and get us set for the next news item? Oh, look, hey, it's Super 7.
Hey.
We're back again. Super 7 Spectacular Wish We Were There-a-con launches October 5, and that is next Tuesday. Super 7 will attempt to make up for skipping New York Comic-Con by launching some exclusive items on their website, including a G.I. Joe Defiant pin with moving launch doors. The doors are held in place with magnets, and the retail price listed on Super 7's website is $15. And here you can see on the left is the pin with the doors closed. On the right is the same pin with the doors open. I don't know how the magnets work. It's all like magic. No, what I mean is I don't know if the magnets are in the doors. I don't know if they're on the back of the magnet. I don't, so I don't know the actual physical construction of the pin, but that's pretty cool for $15.
Mm-hmm. Be interesting to see the actual scale of it, but
I mean, Joe Colton, you do pins, right?
I do some pins. Yes.
Joe, you said earlier this year you were dying to get a Defiant back. One piece of your collection that got away, so
not that small.
Joe Colton, since you can barely speak, why don't I ask you some more questions?
Yes.
No, it's a cool pin. The fact that it has like moving parts is gonna make it really, really collectible for pin collectors are crazy. Like I found this out last weekend at RetroCon. I had a conversation for an hour and 15 minutes with a friend, and she collects enamel pins like this. And there's limited editions, and like when artists do them and they put them out, 26 seconds, they're gone. I'm like, it's a pin. Oh yeah.
It's a Banksy pin.
Right, but the pin she was after went for $2,300.
Dude.
I was like, it's not even like big enough to display. She's like 3 inches, and I was like, 3 inches should not cost you $2,300.
Hey,
unless you're in Vegas,
right? And even then, it better be 6 inches.
Wait,
or 9. Very small,
right? Anyways, so Joe Colton, you in on this one for $15?
Probably, yeah.
All right, see, that's all I'm going for here.
You just want me to tell you that I'm going to buy a pin. And then I'm going to put it in a box with all the rest of my pins and buttons.
Think how many red ninjas you could put inside the Defiant, right?
None.
Oh, that's probably true.
Well, we ought to do with our coffee account is get like a beater Defiant and then have somebody paint it red so that Joe can put all of her ninjas in it. It could be a ninja Defiant ninjas.
I actually am considering like auctioning off red ninjas.
Wait, less red ninjas? But
what?
But the same amount of Santas, or are the red ninjas funding more Santas?
Yes.
Or are we just making little red Santa hats to put on your ninjas?
Ooh.
Yes.
Now we're talking.
Something's got to give. There's a lot of space. I have to get rid of stuff in my garage. So we might have to do like an auction thing.
So what are some of the other lines that you collect, Joe Colton? Inform the people at home that have not had this look into your life.
So I used to collect Smurfs.
Okay, they can go.
Now I don't.
Have you gotten rid of them?
No, they're just in that box.
Then they can go. They can go.
I used to collect the Star Trek Creo. I have the complete line of those.
They can go.
William wants to get in on that, and I was like, I will never give those up because they don't even make those anymore. Marvel, like X-Men, DC, Batman stuff, Strawberry Shortcake, very obscure things from the 80s, like Visionaries.
And Golden Girls.
Here's a question. Who makes it to 31st? Mike's Beachheads or Joe Colton's Red Ninjas?
Oh, my God.
I mean, I think Joe Colton's Red Ninjas casts a much wider net.
Yeah, I've got like over 50 Red Ninjas in the house. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, but they're all different lines and sizes and things like that. That's
so you know the dollar store ones? I had a friend just continually send me. I have 20 of those, and I was like, stop. Like, we have to like stop. Because Wes was like, where are you putting all this? Like, we're running out of space. And I'm like, So you need a bigger house.
Probably.
Or a storage unit. Or both.
Try to avoid that.
Maybe can you rent a car on that?
Never comes back.
There was two of you. What?
Can you rent a car on that train that goes by?
No, it doesn't. Well, the one goes by. The other one just is stuck there.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. Well, we will eagerly await Joe Colton's crazy half of everything must go garage sale.
We'll let you know when it happens.
She's slashing prices.
I don't know about that, but it won't be. Wes will be really excited when it happens.
You get all those Smurfs can go. Strawberry Shortcake.
Oh my God!
Go.
All of those could go.
Yeah, go beat it out.
Yeah.
Smurfs. Anyways, next news item. Hey, there we go. Codename Iowa presents Assembly Required. Of course, Assembly Required 10 is coming up on November 6th in Des Moines, Iowa. That's granted, that's still a little over a month away, but we figure we'd start helping them plant the seeds. If you're in the upper Midwest, you owe it to yourself to get to Assembly Required in Des Moines. Again, make sure that you're vaccinated and you got a mask and should be good to go.
Are you guys going?
It's not looking good, but that's mostly because I'm broke.
Okay.
I would if I could.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that something's going to change in the next 2 weeks to open that possibility up.
Okay.
But
I think I got to see if Mrs. Weber comes back from assignment before I make any commitments. I got kids. 2, I think.
I don't know what happens.
Got 2 right now, anyway.
At the moment, 2 that I know about.
2. Anyways. So, again, if you're in the upper Midwest, check out Assembly Required. They are on Facebook. You can find there's an Assembly Required page. There's a Codename Iowa page. Just get in there. They'll give you all the details. And there we go. Saturday, November 6th, Des Moines, Iowa. For some reason, my now PowerPoint's locking up. It's a great night with the technology. A great evening. I feel like I'm 75 years old. Nothing's working the way I'm expecting it to.
Press the Google button.
Right?
The Google button.
So that's that.
Hey, Siri, fix this.
That's the news. All right. So while we take a few moments to recover from all of the hard-hitting G.I. Joe news that we've just been exposed to, it took us 20 minutes to get to the news and only 15 minutes to do the news.
Now you know why we pushed it off a little bit.
That's what we're stuck in the middle of.
Right.
Yeah.
But as a favor, as we anytime we have kind of an open week like this, we like to leave lots of time open for live stream questions.
Okay.
So if you're in the live stream audience tonight, we will We'll get to your questions in just a second, but first, a word from our sponsor.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
Nice.
What?
There you go.
That's cool.
So be sure to check them out. If you can't make it to the store, be sure to hit them up at their eBay store.
Yes.
Seller name is, of course, Kokomo Toys or Kokomo_Toys.
They didn't sing their own jingle. What's up?
They did not.
Why not?
So they will get there.
I think because the regular pacing of the music is a little slower, you could tell they were going for that hard-hitting, that gotcha journalism.
Dig on the first question. Where's the theme?
Yeah.
We'll give them the theme song in our shout-outs later.
Oh.
That's not their theme song as of it's not official. We're still working on that. And I was at Kokomo Toys last weekend, literally working on that.
Oh, with them?
They're tired of seeing me.
We're working on the third verse right now.
Michael Mercy. Hey, Mike. Good to see you, man. We got to get you back in the house. Here's a question for Mike. What is your second favorite Beachhead figure?
Oh, my God.
Look at him. Look at him trying to curry favor with Joe, too, with that favorite spelling.
Right? He's throwing U's and everything.
Yeah, it's very Canadian, very British.
Yeah, and I mean, you would think that the Canadians are really just trying to curry favor with their English overlords
Oh, that's true.
by throwing U's and everything.
Dave Tree, our favorite tree, believes that it's spelled perfectly. So
He does, but he's wrong. Anyways, my second favorite Beachhead figure. Truthfully, the classified one's probably it. Like I think Beachhead's been a character that there's been some really good designs. That one in the 90s was okay, but it's not really Beachhead. It's somebody. It's cool. It's a Joe, but he's not really Beachhead. And then a lot of the other ones down the road all had good designs to them, like the Valor versus Venom Beachhead was okay, and the Spy Troops Beachhead was okay, but they weren't constructed real well. They were kind of skinny and gangly and geeky looking. And then the 25th anniversary one was pretty good. The Pursuit of Cobra one would have been second place, but man, I think this classified one's probably taking the number 2 crown. You give me a classified Beachhead that looks exactly like 86 Beachhead, then we're in business. Then we may have a contender atop the charts, but there you go.
you should put them all together in a display, like Beachhead and all his little Alabama children. Like he's unleashing them on a Chuck E. Cheese or something.
Right. I think I got to get the 12-inch one first, though. Like I don't have the old Hasbro 12-inch Beachhead with the molded head. I need one of those guys to really make it full.
Did Sideshow ever get to Beachhead?
They did. I do have that one.
Because the Sideshow stuff's incredible, right? I only have I think I have 2, and they're still boxed.
Sideshow Beachhead's pretty awesome.
So there you go. You got Beachhead Prime, and then you got his derivatives, basically.
Okay, Joe Self asks, are there any Joes or Cobras you would deem overrated? Mark, why don't you take this one first?
Well, as a kid, I didn't like Duke at all, not a bit, because I had grown up on the file cards and the comics, right? So I understood from the original file cards before there was a cartoon or even a comic that Hawk was the leader. Hawk's the guy, top ranked. They call him an excellent leader right on his file card. So Hawk was always the guy. And he kind of needed it too, because the MMS didn't have a whole lot of play value, right? So at least that guy was the boss. So I was cool with that. And then from the comic, I understood that Scarlet and Snake Eyes were an item. So when the cartoon came around and all of a sudden Snake Eyes is a non-factor, because he's selling so well, they didn't bother to focus on him in the cartoon a whole lot. But the Duke and Scarlet seemed to be a thing, and so immediately as a kid, I'm like, well, that's wrong, right? It's not different; it's wrong because I'm a kid. And then when they introduce him in the comic book, right? It's at General Flag's funeral, and they I think it's somebody Rock and Roll chats up Roadblock, and it's like, you must be the baddest dude on the planet carrying around that Ma Deuce. He's like, you want bad? You want battle hardened, wrapped up in concertina wire? Check him over there, but don't smile. And Duke's like, I'm Duke. I'm gonna turn the sorry lot of you into soldiers. And as a kid, I was like, you know what? Screw you, dude. We're doing all right, right? They killed General Flag. He turned his back on Major Blood, right? Like, come on.
It's a bad plan. It's a bad
plan. So I was never wild about Duke. I know why they made him, and I understand his appeal. But as a kid, didn't need him, and he was, obviously front and center for everything they did. So yeah, Duke wore me out pretty quick. So there's a Joe I deem, or at least Little Mark deemed tremendously overrated.
Joe Colton, who's overrated?
Duke was very much overrated.
Poor Williams probably at home.
Crying in the
No, Diana's in her car already.
Right.
Driving to Rhode Island to slap you around.
Yep. She's like, I'll be there in 46 hours.
On the cart, I don't know. Yeah, probably Duke. I didn't focus on who was overrated. I focused more on like who was underrated as a kid, like Stalker, Lowlight. Like those guys were just like so cool, and I just wanted more of them. I didn't like care that like the other guys were overrated. What are you doing? Why?
It's a big hat. It's funny.
Why? I hate you. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
No, I thought you'd go with that, right?
I don't like you.
Ricondo's kind of beloved in the community, and you can't stand it.
Fucking drown in like 2 inches of water.
Oh my God! Stop! Stop!
I was just fond of this because I'm a lazy bastard cussing guy. I can't do anything creative.
I have like an it's an insane hatred for that figure now. Like I can't.
But look at this one. Some guy
rational. Like I understand that, but I'm just like, no.
Whoever made this did, I think, a really good job. Except they put a friggin' sombrero on it.
Right.
Maybe he's now Mexican.
Yeah. And when I saw this, I immediately thought of Norm Macdonald as Smokey the Bandit when he just shows up in the giant cowboy hat on Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Funny.
No.
Snapping his gum the whole way. God bless Norm.
No, it's not. Yeah, it
is. My pick is entirely because of what the fans did with him, not really because anything the media did with him. Mercer sucks.
Oh my God, he's not that bad.
No, he's terrible. It's terrible. Bad story. Bad story.
I like Mercer.
A converted Cobra Viper gets put on the team? It's just not going to happen. Converted Cobra Viper gets tossed in the deepest hole in Leavenworth and forgotten about. That's what happens.
I love that. Your hatred for him is so pure that in that same 3-pack, there's a circus acrobat from Turkey. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, that Mercer guy. It's a terrible story. Nobody would ever believe that.
Look, man, circus acrobat, circus strongman. Okay, sure, why not? He's with the team of weirdo rejects, but he's at least just a weirdo reject. Red Dog's a football player with a temper. He's a weirdo reject. Put him on the team of weirdo reject. Mercer's a traitor, and then he's a traitor to the traitors.
He's a double agent.
No, he's out. He's out.
I like that 2 of maybe the 5 most of the Joes whose popularity doesn't match their exposure, right? Uh-huh. Guys who are far more popular than they were pushed. Were like Hit and Run would go in there too, right?
Yeah.
People love hit and run, and he got hardly any run in any medium. And you cannot stand these two characters, Recondo and Mercer. I want to see a buddy cop issue of those two guys. Just to chafe you both in the same week.
Matthew Comstock asks, Joe, why do you hate Recondo?
Funny story.
Are you taking a pass?
I'm trying to think if I should even go into this stupidness.
You can just say plenty of reasons.
Yes,
and we move on.
There's plenty of
There were a variety of reasons.
All right, little too much. Okay. That's
I want Wes to cosplay Recondo so bad.
Oh my
God, I would take him out at the knees.
If he was just like, "Are you ready, hon?" and you were getting hella ready or something, yep, and he comes out and he's like, "Let's go, baby."
That needs to be
hold it up.
That needs to be like the first con that we're all at together.
Oh, God.
Like the two of us and Rob and the wrist lock all need to be doing Recondo.
Oh, dude.
What? Why?
So awesome.
Be amazing.
So it's like we're all gonna meet at the we're all gonna meet at the desk at 10:30. Okay. And then Mike Recondo Irizarry walks around the corner, and then feeling all proud of himself. And then Mark Mercer Weber comes around the corner, and everybody's mad. It's going to be great.
Everybody's mad. Barky,
He has a question.
Would you encourage people to cancel their pre-orders if they see a figure in the wild? How do you think that affects how a retailer perceives their sales strategy tactics?
I think it depends on who the pre-order's with, right? If it's with Target, they're about to cancel your pre-order anyway.
So anyways, non-jokey answers or non-hateful Target answers aside, let's say you've ordered the upcoming the Wave 5 Retro Wave Grunt, right?
Okay.
But then you go to your local Walmart, you see Grunt on the pegs. You say, hey, it's $13, whatever, I'll get him here too. What are you doing with the pre-order that you have already with Walmart?
Keep it.
Okay. Why?
Because I can either customize it, or if a friend can't get it, then I can sell it to him for equal price. Or open one and then keep one in the box. There's many reasons.
Hence the garage issue.
Right. I'm all about hanging on to it just to distribute to people I know who missed them. But a lot of times, if I've got something on pre-order, I'm not looking for it ever. I can't think of the last time I went down a Target toy aisle, to be honest with you.
Me neither.
And I haven't been to a Walmart in probably 3 months. So it's just I pre-order most everything anymore because one, we're in a pandemic. It's a lot more reliable than brick and mortar distribution right now.
But in all fairness, there are some stores where the pre-orders have been wonky, or at least some store.
Yeah.
So if there was something I really wanted,
it's hit them all.
And I found it at retail, yeah, I'd absolutely pick it up.
Yeah. So I guess it kind of depends. Mark, the pre-order you keep alluding to was a Viper, of course. So if you had seen a Viper, you'd have picked it up anyway because oh God, I've got 2 Vipers. Oh no. Ooh.
Right.
Same thing. I've got a Cobra Officer on pre-order. If I saw a second one, I'd pick it up. I'd either keep it or I'd see if Rob needed it or whatever. So I think it depends.
If you saw an empty peg at Walmart, would you buy that figure that's not there or wait for them to not ship you one in a box?
I need empty boxes to ship things with, so I would just order them from Walmart.
That's a good call.
So I guess the easy answer, the 2-cent answer is there's no real hard policy to apply there. Very circumstantial. Joe Colton's going to give the whole podcast her crud.
Yep.
She's coughing so much it's going to spread through the internets.
What just, and if this is too personal a question, don't answer because he's not here or not on camera. What color is Wes's hazmat suit that he's wearing around the house these days?
He is not wearing anything around the house.
Nothing?
Well,
No hazmat suit.
Okay.
That's a shame because he looks good in orange. Cornelius McGillicuddy asks at Mark Weber, I've heard the honcho say that he understands why the Joes can't have real guns, but why can't the Joes have real world weapons?
Well, day one at Hasbro back in February 2012, working on the Transformers brand, I said, somebody said, yeah, it fits about as well as Optimus's original weapon. And the original Optimus Prime had a weapon that barely fit in his hand, right? You had to turn it sideways. It was a mess. It was the one problem with an absolute iconic toy. And I laughed and I said, yeah, man, that rifle was a mess. And you could pretty much hear the record scratch, right? The needle scratch, like, Ersh! The new guy said rifle. And so I got the talking to right away. It's never a rifle, never a gun, even weapon is actually a little bit frowned upon. It's a blaster or sometimes a cannon. You can get away with cannon because there's almost no violence tied to a cannon these days, right? You don't read about the guy who wheeled his cannon down to the mall. So Hasbro's super careful about that kind of thing. And so when I say I understand why they can't have real guns, I'm saying I understand that that's Hasbro's policy. Basically, is they're staying away from real weapons. And I think the only place I've seen something that looks like an authentic weapon is in the Marvel Legends. They've gone that way with Punisher a bit. I think maybe Deadpool has some real looking firearms and things like that, but they want to stay away from it. And I understand what they're doing because I've always liked, even though I always liked the G.I. Joe figures that were more authentic looking military. I loved Hit and Run and Recoil and Footloose, and I like the guys who looked like they could be soldiers. When a Real American Hero Joe, Beachhead, there we go. When a Real American Hero Joe has worked, it's always been 5 years in the future, right? Or on the bleeding edge of tech. The idea that if this is the very best, the elite of America's fighting force, or whomever is fighting force, depending on how you want to define it, that they would have access to things we haven't seen before. It was one of the coolest things in real life military was when we saw the still shot from the crashed helicopter from the Bin Laden raid, right? And it was just the tail section pointing up. And it had this crazy baffling around the tail rotor, right? And I'm like, this is so G.I. Joe. Never seen anything like that before, at least not mainstream, right? But of course, for an op at that level, they'd be using their very best equipment. And have we seen the very best that the military has to use? No, of course not. So I like when G.I. Joe is on that edge. Now, when it goes too far and it's super sci-fi and it's, Robo Joe and Lobotomax and things like that, like, I don't need that in my G.I. Joe universe.
And of course, his twin brother, Zamonabal.
Right, exactly. The one with the scar. But I understand why they're not doing it. And I really like how they're incorporating Nerf blasters. There's my Hasbro training coming back into the classified line. It was a big push of mine that never happened, that I thought Joes in a film should have a unified sidearm. They should all have the same thigh blaster or whatever you want to call it. And then you should have that as a Nerf item. So it's kind of reverse. Instead of putting Nerf into G.I. Joe, I thought they should make something G.I. Joe that would transfer into Nerf. So I never wanted to replace Snake Eyes' Uzi or whatever submachine gun you want to use, or Scarlet's crossbow or Roadblock's Medusa. But if you can make the sidearm, the secondary weapon, the backup weapon, universal, then there's something you can use. And if you have kids playing GI Joe, which should be one of the main focuses for the brand, then you can get there by making a blaster that is the standard issue Joe sidearm. So I guess that's long story long, but it's not me saying they can't do it or I think they shouldn't do it, but I understand why they aren't doing it. And I don't think it ruins the line, because that's the tightrope of Joe, is that Hasbro has been a little gun shy about how military they're going to allow this line to be. And I know that gets Joe fans' hackles all up. Like, what do you mean? Of course it's a military line, but my understanding of it and how I tried to explain it to people was G.I. Joe has been a number of different things since its inception. And it's not always military. It's actually a misconception that G.I. Joe is a military or a war line. The running theme throughout every iteration of G.I. Joe is courage. G.I. Joe is about courage, not necessarily war. And that resonated in those halls, at least for a while. I don't think it changed anything or focused in the direction of anything. But there are people who would hear the brand G.I. Joe and they go, we can't, it's military, it's war, and we can't be there. And that's, I think, a way to course correct on it, is to say it doesn't have to be war, because it's really about courage.
And besides that, there's any number. If you just have to have military weapons, there's any number of folks who are willing to outfit your 1/6 scale or 1/12 scale Joes with more military looking gear, be it Marauders or Bobby Vala or the Gridiron Studios or any number of and it's great stuff, and it's not terribly expensive, and go for it.
Yeah. And it didn't used to be that way, right? Like now you can get pretty much any weapon you want, you can find it, because there's a lot of really talented people out there, and 3D printers are not that expensive. So
Nightwing number 1 asks, what's our favorite Roadblock figure? Joe, you're dying down there. Why don't we let you talk?
I don't think I have a favorite one.
I mean, there's been so many just in the last year and a half.
Right.
So the last year and a half, then I like the second version that came out, like the tank top with the badass one.
The Cobra Island one?
The Cobra Island one, yeah.
Oh wow, that's not what I expected to hear.
What? Why? He looks great.
I don't think he looks bad, but to hear it be your favorite is kind of weird.
I like him.
Okay, all right.
Unpopular opinion.
Mark Weber, who we got? What
I
Roadblock you like?
I was a big fan of the second Roadblock, and I just thought, the sequel is always hard to top something that was so popular and so classic. But I like that the second Roadblock went a completely different direction, and it stood out on its own. Now I wouldn't say that it's the end all be all for what Roadblock should look like. But once in a while, when they take an iconic character or figure in a completely different direction, I kind of like the bravado of that, right? I think that's why the blue Snake Eyes, the version 4, kind of stands out a little bit, because they said they were going to make a new Snake Eyes, and the designer went, you know what? Let's do something a little different. Like, sometimes it's awful, right? But sometimes it actually works. And so that second Roadblock was always a favorite of mine.
This Snake Eyes needs to play street hockey.
Yeah, sure.
But I'll go along the same lines. I like the second version, but I don't feel they quite pulled it off. But I think in the old vintage line there, I think that 92 Roadblock was pretty outstanding. And I don't have a picture of it because we obviously don't rehearse questions from the crowd, but go check out that early 90s Roadblock, and he's pretty cool. I think they finally that was where they got Roadblock right in 3 3/4. But as far as what might be the best one, I mean, that when they redid version 1 for Classified just lately, that number 28 figure, that's pretty darn cool.
How about that Renegades roadblock that the fans almost didn't get until one man decided that would go in a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive to get it to the fans.
And while we appreciate that you got it that far, I mean, I've never even seen that up close. So,
wow, that's the best I could do with no item count.
Look, I'm not criticizing your efforts. I'm just saying that I can't include that into the polling because I haven't actually seen it before.
I've never seen it before either.
Well, it's
Matt Rubin asks, what is everyone's favorite figure outside of G.I. Joe?
Oh.
So I guess if you got just one toy that you love that isn't a Joe, what is it?
Raul the Space Knight.
Are you being serious? Or are you just trying to get a reference?
He's my favorite figure in that line.
Well, sure. He's also my least favorite figure of that line.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair too. You know what? As a kid, because I got out of Star Wars once Joe showed up, but I was always a Luke fan. Luke was always my favorite character.
But yet you don't like Duke, huh? That's weird.
I like Luke. I do. That's a good point. And I don't like Bo, and no one liked Coy or Vance. But no. The Jedi, Return of the Jedi Luke in all black.
Very good.
He's such a badass, and how they reveal him with the gate going up and it's black boots first. Like, I'm always like, I think most Luke fans have just waited forever to Luke to finally be fully actualized, right? As a full Jedi and a badass. And he got, just as a kid watching Jedi, I was like, dude. And then it kind of came off, it kind of didn't. We didn't really get it paid off until Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
Full Luke in his spoiler. And Luke fans like me, that's all we wanted. We were just waiting for that and thought we'd never get it. I think that's why Luke fans went nuts for it. But as a kid who thought he was done with Star Wars, I was right in line for that Jedi Luke because I thought that was a badass look for Luke Skywalker. So there you go.
Joe Colton. Which Smurf is it?
Brainy.
It's it is not a Smurf. I'm trying to decide between two. I'd go with my Hot Toys Hella, like the statue. That's probably my favorite one right now that I have. It used to be the Sorceress from the 2004 He-Man. It was not. Like, she looked very Egyptian.
You're collecting He-Man?
Yeah.
That stuff can go.
What? You seen the new show on Netflix?
That stuff can go.
He-Man sucks.
Oh my God.
Sucks.
Who are you two?
Even as a kid, watching the animation, I'm like, wow, they recycle about half of this every episode. Ooh,
half.
Dude.
Generous with that.
Yeah. Although I will say there was some cool looking stuff. Sorceress is great.
Yeah.
As a character and a look, totally cool.
Yeah. Her and Tilo were my favorite.
Yeah, my only problem with He-Man was the least interesting thing about Masters of the Universe is He-Man.
Yeah.
He is terrible. He's just he's boring. Yeah. Oh, look, He-Man showed up. It's all over.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about Superman most of my life. Oh, here comes the bad guy. Well, does he have kryptonite? Does he have kryptonite or no? It's like a flow chart, right?
You're wrong there, man. Wrong there.
Oh.
They created bigger and badder villains for Superman to duke it out with, right?
Batman all the way.
And we're back to Duke.
But they never did that with He-Man. Never did that with He-Man. Nobody challenged He-Man. For me, growing up, it was probably Transformers Jetfire there.
Get out of here.
Pretty awesome.
Dude, that's a big win.
He was fantastic. That figure was awesome.
No one cares about Transformers.
See, He-Man fan has problems.
Right. That Robotech Valkyrie sucks. It's no Orko.
Yeah, right.
You leave Robotech alone.
It's no Ram Man with springy legs.
Dear God, I can't with you two today.
No Triclops.
Yeah. But yeah, Robotech Valkyrie with Autobot signs on it. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty damn fantastic.
And at the time, they were like, "Dude, we just got the best toy ever. And we didn't have to develop it. We just licensed it."
Right.
And then every Jetfire from then until now has been a disappointment by comparison.
More or less.
Because that toy was perfect.
More or less. He was one of the absolute home runs of that 80s Transformers line. Anyways, next question. Cornelius McGillicuddy has one for Joe. Have you noticed that you and the Classified Series Baroness have similar builds?
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
I have boobs and ass and am tall.
There you go.
There you go.
I sometimes wear pointed glasses.
Not getting monetized.
Yeah. No, these ones are not.
Let's see.
But
at least you didn't say movie Baroness. Because she's got that ridiculous giraffe neck, right? Like,
I have a giraffe neck.
Not like her. No way.
No,
no way. Your chin would have to be where your nose is.
Crocodile
off movie Baroness.
As next question, what's your favorite out of regular scale figures?
What?
I don't think I understand that question, Joel.
Is that an Aussie way of saying not 3 3/4?
I don't know. Well, Joel, we'll keep running down the list, but specify that a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mike Mercy asked, poor Duke, hope Michael Bell isn't watching tonight. I'm going to guess not. Do. Here we go. Action Figure Expert asks, question, before 25th anniversary and after Real American Hero, what do you like the best, Joe versus Cobra, Valor versus Venom, Spy Troops, or direct consumer? So what's your favorite theme before 25th anniversary and after the classic Real American Hero? Those transition brands, we'll call them. What do you think was best there?
I mean, I didn't even compare them really, because I was so in and I was so happy that they were back and readily available that I just ate them all up. Like at that point, I had disposable income and I could. I wasn't swimming in it. Radio doesn't pay that much, but I could buy pretty much what I wanted. So if it came out, I bought it pretty much. So I don't know that I even classified them. The only one that I looked at and went, I don't need that, but I didn't wish it poorly, was Sigma 6. And I think that was just a scale thing. I looked at Sigma 6 and went, cool, but if it can't fit with my other stuff, then it's easy for me to draw the line.
I didn't like the design of the figures, like the face and the bodies. They were just like, it was just an artistic view that I was just like, no, I'm good.
The one thing I loved, and I still love, I mean, the packaging was ridiculous. That the top and the bottom formed an armor crate that all the weapons could go in, and some of them had a blinking red light in the packaging. I mean, talk about shelf candy, right? You're walking down and a toy is blinking at you. Hey, big red light up here. Cool. Like, ridiculous.
So, Joe Colton, how about you?
I think my favorite probably be the October Guard set. I'm like obsessed with that set. That was 20.
Okay, but that
after.
Yeah, that's. You know what? I think calling the comic packs were kind of their own thing then.
Yeah.
So I think I'll give you that. If you're big on the comic packs, then they were kind of their own deal.
Yeah.
Because they went back to the classic construction, but it was all new characters. So
right.
I'll spot you that one, Joe Cole.
Yeah.
Inside the box on that. bonus point.
Thanks.
She doesn't feel so good. She got a bonus point.
Well, and the October Guard, was this the concept?
No.
No,
The comic book, the 3-pack of figures with the comic book on the
Yeah.
cover.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I didn't know if we were allowed to use those ones, but
Yeah, sure.
I remember looking back when I was.
I mean, Action Figure Expert's only got so much space to write that question. He's not going to get them all.
Right.
When I was working on the brand, I looked back at some of the years when they were pumping out like 8 of the comic packs, right? And I'm like, Jesus, where's my item count? Right? They had like 40 figures and 9 vehicles and 8 comic packs. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, not to mention the books.
Right? What do I have for this year? 3. All right.
That's all you get.
They went out and solicited new material for those books. Or even just repaints in some cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Good stuff.
What about you?
You know, out of all those, there's some wins in all of them. I don't think, I don't, when I look back, I don't have great feelings about Joe versus Cobra or Valor versus Venom or Spy Troops, but I think there were good figures interspersed in all of them. And Sigma 6, my problem with it was the same as Mark's. I wanted it to do well, but I couldn't do something that was so different in both style and scale as Sigma 6 was.
I wonder if Sigma 6 could have been a big hit if the animation had been great. Right?
Because it could have been a better hit. I mean, honestly, when they went to a second scale, not 3 3/4.
Right. Exactly. We're going to go to another scale. Oh, they would have pulled us back in at 3 3/4. We're going to go 2.5.
I really thought that was an opportunity that the club missed, was doing a Sigma 6 concept at 3 3/4 scale.
That's a good idea.
Would have been a lot of body reuse and just different heads and different gear, and it always felt like that was a miss.
Yeah, and there's some of the characters. I mean, there's some unique characters and some that were different. You know, like Long Range was a totally different look and a cool look in Sigma 6. That they absolutely could have replicated that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So you know what? I actually think Joe Colton had the best answer. I'm gonna go with that. Those comic packs were the thing that had me the most enthused too.
Yeah, because you got a comic and you got
Yeah, there were some great figures in each of those incarnations, but as far as what I just looked forward to getting the most, it was always those comic packs. Let's see. Doug Dello asks, do we think the Snake Eyes products on the shelves will give retailers a bad taste for the rest of classified? I don't think so. I think they're going to move enough as time. Like, push comes to shove, that's a bad movie, sure. But there isn't so much product for it that it's going to clog things out. And ultimately, the lesser, like the kids' toys, the $10 price point guys, they'll either sell, and apparently they've been selling pretty well. I haven't seen it too often. They'll either sell or they'll get clearanced out, and whatever. That's just normal life cycle. Just because a toy hits clearance doesn't mean it wasn't successful. It just means that its time is up. And the classified stuff it eventually goes. Like it amazes me what our concept of peg warming has become here in 2021. Like if something's on the shelf for a week, we go nuts because we're checking every store every day, and our minds are just melting out our ears because something just didn't sell immediately. Sometimes it just takes a little bit to get going. And frankly, with those two, they'll either sell or they'll go to clearance, and then they'll sell at a lower price point. Doesn't mean it failed. It just meant there were a lot of them, and they've got to move on to the next thing. So there's Rack Time Rob ratting us out. Ratting us out, Rob. Ratting us out.
Well, no, you get away. Mark and Joe are the ones getting thrown under the bus. Right. Fine.
Yeah, but I have to vouch for you. So They gonna ask, hey, do you move G.I. Joe into your work office, and what would be your first? So I'm gonna guess, what do you take figures to work with you, and if you do, which ones would they be?
I think I've had a lot of Joe at work. I remember at McFarlane Toys, I did the classic Village People with 3 3/4 Joes. So I had Spirit and Toll Booth and
nice.
What, Shipwreck
Gung-Ho.
and Gung-Ho, yeah. And I had them doing YMCA. That was pretty cool. So I had that at McFarlane. So yeah, I had my YMCA Joes.
And then when you had Joes on your desk at Hasbro, they made you take them home.
Right. I had a lot of stuff in my office, including a katana, which was pretty cool. So, and they never even, I don't think anybody even knew the whole idea of a katana facing with the hilt on the right versus hilt on the left. So when things were not going well, I would flip it around and put the sword handle on the right. So have you guys ever heard that?
Mm-hmm.
The handle on the right means ready for war, and the handle on the left means peacetime. So when things get a little stressful, sometimes I go back to the office, flip that sword around. But yeah, I had Joes all over the office actually, and a lot of Transformers too. But I tried to in my Hasbro office. I had a lot of artwork. I didn't have that much product unless it was the stuff I was currently looking at. I just had a lot of Joe artwork up in my little cubicle. I may have had. It's probably not here. Never mind. Next time.
I'm trying to cut through people reacting to our answers and looking for
Okay.
bear with me as I continue to read.
Right. Hang on, I've got one thing I always keep in my office and it's nearby. I'll be right back.
Okay. There we go. Cornelius McGillicuddy. The Cobra Island roadblock is on a new level. So there you go, Joe.
Yay!
It's on a new level.
I'm back.
Now he's got another question. Is there any truth to the rumor that the hooded Cobra Commander was banned because Lorenzo de Bonaventura said his hood looked like a Klansman's hood? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows. We know that Super 7 asked if they could do a hooded Cobra Commander, and Hasbro said no. But we don't know.
That's all we know about any of it. We don't know
why they said no. If hoods are just a non-starter, or if I'm sure that Hasbro said no to more than that, right? If they had said, "Can we do barbecue?" I'm sure Hasbro said no because they had a barbecue plan to come out this fall, right? So.
Can we do barbecue with his 80s man perm? Right. It would have been, yeah, you can.
Sure, go ahead.
Resuscitate that. That's terrible.
Can we do robot barbecue shooting fireballs at children? No, you may not.
So we don't know anything about any of that stuff. Anybody who claims that they do know something about that stuff is lying to you.
Yeah, it's probably true. Here's 30-second story time with Webb.
All right.
Sitting in the office of Carmen Bryant, one of my favorite people at McFarlane Toys, the head of PR and marketing. And she was just kind of flustered sitting at her desk. And she just went, I have too much stuff in this office. And it's changing today. Like I'm cleaning half of this stuff out. And she had something on her desk that I had wanted for 5 years probably, and I never said anything because it was on her desk, right? It's her thing. And I said, Carmen, I would take that in a heartbeat. And she said, this thing? I said, that thing. And she said, get it out of here. And it's been on my desk everywhere ever since. They don't make a lot of the Max stuff.
Oh my God.
Nice.
But look how good this thing is, right? Like, dude.
What are those things called?
Yeah. The is, I think. It's a black is. There are white and black is. But I love Sam Keith's The Max, and they don't do a lot of Max merchandise. Right. And this is like Polystone or something. It's heavy.
Oh, is it?
And I was like, I am all over that. If that's up for grabs, I'm first in line. She's like, get it out of here. So there you go. Me and Max. Solid.
Take a second here and remind everybody, if you're with us live, if you're here on YouTube, go ahead, like the video down below. Leave a comment in the main section there. That really helps us get things distributed. And of course, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching us on Facebook, give a reaction to the video. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy dude. We love little huggy dude because that tells Facebook that you're watching as well. And of course, leave a comment there too. We really dig it. Chaz Guru has a question. What do you think will be revealed at PulseCon? Well,
stuff that we revealed last month.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think.
I have to get one more thing for show and tell. So hold on.
Oh, that was happening.
Oh, all right. She really,
man.
She refuses to. She ain't playing around when she gets up from the desk, is she?
How do you keep two idiots in suspense?
Right.
Just like that.
All right. Joel is back with like not 4-inch, 12-inch, 6-inch, or 8-inch. So you're asking us what our favorite scale is besides those scales. I don't think I really have a scale preference.
17.
That sounds optimistic.
Because they used to make what were they called? Tonner dolls. They were they were hand painted, sculpted dolls that were bigger than Sideshow, just as detailed in the face, and the clothing was very well made. And so high-end dolls like that, 17-inch, I if I could get my hands on more, I would. But I got their Tron, which is what the Tron figures that I wanted, and I got it from them. And it took me 2 to 3 years to get them all. But
were there a bunch, or were they just hard to get?
They were hard to get because they were limited. All of them were limited. They don't even make Tonner dolls anymore. So.
And now you could trade all 6 for one $2,300 pin.
Right.
There's another question from Chaz Guru there. Do you think any classified will be revealed on the last day of the Target Geek Out? Do I think so? You know, it's possible. I don't think I think it enough to put money on it. I have a feeling that Joe's going for the shutout on this one. I think PulseCon is where we'll get Joe information. Yeah. But
and this is not
I'm sorry, Mark. Let me I'll get this out real quick. At the same time, would it stun me if they put out another few Cobra Island figures for the last part of 2021 here? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that either. Yeah, what we revealed last month was for 2022. So there could be more stuff that's not included on that and for 2021. We wouldn't know anything about it.
And this is not a Target rip. There goes the lovely Elizabeth. Run, bitch, run. She just ran right into the gate. This is not a Target rip, because usually when I say the word Target, it's followed by a rip. Do you remember, have they ever revealed a classified figure? Hasn't it always been revealed by Hasbro to be available at Target? I think so.
Yeah, that would be kind of against type. Would be kind of against type.
Yeah.
Diana Davis asks, who wants to come cuddle Claude?
Oh, come on. I'll be there in a heartbeat.
There you go. Everybody wants to come cuddle Claude.
I want to see the turtle. Where's Dusty?
That's a trap because you were bad-mouthing Duke.
Probably true. Does your dog bite?
Yes.
No. Chomp. I thought you said your dog did not bite. That is not my dog.
There we go. Here's a good one to finish up with if we get the chance here. What Joe only got one version that you feel should have been given another take?
What Joe only got one.
So I guess I'm going to assume this means 82 to 94 they got one version, or well, I don't know, because there's plenty of characters after that only got one version. So we won't limit it to that, but
That's a really good question.
That is a really good question.
Because a lot of times, what pops into my head is Footloose, right? There's been probably 5 different Footloose figures, but they've all essentially been the same.
Right.
Maybe one was tan and one the others have been green, or one had a, but essentially it's the same look the whole way. So it's a kind of it's a bit of a nebulous question in that regard. But that would be my answer. I always thought that a second version of Footloose would have been great. Something where he's just not in his BDUs per se. Anyways.
I think they corrected it. It did get corrected later on, but for Torpedo, right?
Right.
So many people think, at least I was going to be uninformed, but the less informed think that a Navy SEAL means frogman, right? Like they're all scuba guys, and that's what they do. Oh, look, there are the SEALs in the ocean, when they're really versatile and incredibly dangerous and the absolute tip of the spear. So I would have liked to have seen a Torpedo that showed his face, right, that wouldn't have been obscured by a sculpted on mask, and was more ground troop, super dangerous black ops kind of guy. I think that would have been really cool, and I think they got there later. But like even in one of the real current IDW issues, there's pretty much a jungle recon going on, and Wetsuit is one of the guys, right? And yeah, he should be, but so often those SEAL types were just cast as frogmen in the early Real American Hero Joe.
Joe Colton.
I think maybe the Hydra Viper.
He's cool.
Yeah, he was cool for his time, but I think like upgraded, you could really do something with that. Came with what is it, an eel? No, he didn't come with an eel. What was it?
It was a Manta Ray, wasn't it?
Manta Ray, yeah, or Devil Ray. Right. Yeah, I think upgrading that figure would have been nice. It also gives you something else other than the eels or Undertow and those guys to army build. So yeah,
I always liked the Hydra Viper, and I don't know that
it was good.
I have to talk to Carson about this. I'm sure he knows the inside baseball, but the fact that they made one hand completely different with the webbing on it. And it must have been an internal fight, I imagine, to go, we're going to make one of the hands useless for holding weapons or gear, right? And they're like, we've never really done that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even a guy like Major Blood with his funky arm could hold a weapon in that arm. But to say we're going to make this one's going to be different, I'm sure there was some tug of war on that. And I think that's part of the reason that figure stands out, is that even though the creativity was amazing through the years, it still was at least a little bit cookie cutter from a construction standpoint, right?
Yeah.
But to go against that and go, yeah, this one, at least this one part is going to be totally different.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, and I think that's, aside from it being just a damn good thing, I think that's one reason why it's had such enduring popularity.
Yeah, even like when you remove the helmet, like the head sculpt's not bad either, even though it's like it's got like the mask except for the eyes, but you can update that helmet, like tube and the dagger and stuff. Like I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. Joel has now narrowed down his question one more time, so I finally understand what he asked us way back half an hour ago. What he means is, what scale, like Pops, Loot Crate, Microforce, Combat Heroes, that sort of thing?
Oh.
Within G.I. Joe, which ones do we like? Which
I did like, and I thought, even though the Creo line was poorly executed on a ton of levels, like stickers that don't stick on, that's a problem. But I love the Creons, the little Creon figures they made. Those were actually better than Lego minifigures.
Yes.
And in a line that wanted to compete with Lego, they actually did the figures better. It's I think the only thing they did better than Lego, and that's not really a slap. Like Lego is the 2,000-pound gorilla for a reason,
right?
But they made better minifigures. And I don't know. If they had it all to do over again, I wonder if they might just make Creo based, figure based, and not building based, because obviously it didn't. What they were trying to do didn't work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think the Transformer Creos fell so flat that when like G.I. Joe is dead on arrival because those didn't make any traction. Like they were, I think what they were hoping to do is, we'll get them with Transformers, and then we'll roll out G.I. Joe next. And those Transformer ones, like the vehicles were cool, the robots were janky, and then but you couldn't transform it from one to the other. You had to take it apart to get it out of car mode, and then you had a whole bunch of parts you didn't use from car mode for the robot, and then a whole bunch of robot parts you didn't use for car.
Yeah.
But there too, the little minifigs were awesome.
Yeah.
And
then they doubled down with Construct Bots.
Yeah.
That you were supposed to be able to fold together, and they were dreadful.
Yeah. So when the time Joe rolled out 12 months later, there was nothing there. There was no track, and you're trying to build a line for Creo based on stuff that hadn't been on the shelves in a quarter century at that point. What kid is that going to appeal to? Because that's who you have to get with those building toys.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Mike. If the Joe movies had been better and Creo had debuted with stuff that was on screen during those movies that was kid focused, maybe we'd still be talking. Maybe Creo would still be on shelf, and maybe Joe would be in a much healthier place right now. But again, that's based on a different Creo rollout and better entertainment.
Diana Davis reports that Dusty is doing well.
Now, wasn't it Diana's anniversary yesterday or today?
That's right.
Yes.
And you could roll that into shout outs, which we're going to start right now.
Oh, not what we got in?
I guess I did kind of skip that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Like you were excited because we got stuff that we got in. You actually got stuff in this time around.
Yeah.
So I apologize for everybody that we didn't get to your question in the comments. We're out of time. We're running long as it is. This was an episode where, again, we're afraid we're going to run short, and we never run short. We can talk about crap for days.
Well, and especially when the band hasn't been together for a while, right? It's like... Right. All the Mouseketeers are here.
Go ahead. You're super excited.
Yeah.
You go first. What we got?
Okay.
You've been to two toy shows in 2 weekends. You're set here.
So I finally got her in.
Giraffe Neck. Wait, that's Mecha Neck.
Stop.
And then I got my Snake Eyes in. So I'm really excited. I'll be opening these.
That's Jewel Thief Snake Eyes.
Yes. And then
personal relationship manipulator Snake Eyes.
So I couldn't find my Dread movie, so I just got another one.
Bring it a little closer. Okay, there you go. Is that Blu-ray?
It's 4K, yeah.
Okay. Oh. Dread.
Sexy.
Totally underrated movie.
Right?
Agreed.
Film. Yeah.
Agreed.
And I got a Hocus Pocus cookbook.
Is that based on the movie?
It is. And it's got like recipes that are themed from it and stuff. So, yep. Cooking.
I've never seen that movie.
Is there a chocolate chip cookie recipe in there?
Oh, I'm going to try.
Because that would be magic.
I have to have Maggie supervise me, though.
The trepidation as soon as you mentioned cookies. It's like the big anime sweat bead popped up on her forehead.
Joe Golden fears only one thing.
I've only made chocolate chip cookies good once. And that's because Maggie was like, she took over and we did it together. And she supervised and kept saying no. do this.
It's what I always tell you, okay? When you're cooking, you're kind of throwing stuff together and technique doesn't matter as much. When you're baking, technique is extremely important. So how you mix things is as important as what you mix.
No. Have you ever made a beef Wellington? You need to be precise.
Look, I'm not saying you don't need to be precise, but how you prepare things isn't as important as it is in baking.
Sure. Okay. Fine.
This is why you fail.
This is why I fail. So I got a Bo-Katan.
Cool. How much did you spend at the show?
Quite a bit.
That was pretty cool. I've never seen
how her voice dropped a couple octaves and a few levels of volume there.
I don't know why you're like that.
I've never seen a Star Wars Legends figure with 3 accessories before.
You know, if you wore headphones, he'd never hear you.
No, he would. He'd hear me. He wouldn't hear you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, she's got 2 rubber blasters, and then I guess it's not. They don't really count it because it's the same one. Just.
Yeah, but and the helm, right?
And then a helmet, yeah.
Is that a separate head, or is that a helmet that goes over the existing head?
It goes over.
Nice.
Yeah. And no brutal chest cut.
Right? Because she's a girl.
And what's more, you can just put that helmet over your Sasha Banks WWE figure, and it also works.
Okay, and then
It's boss time on Tatooine.
so I finally got him.
Oh, nice.
That's outstanding.
Okay, problem. So one of the other finest members got one, and he starts leaning after a while. He leans forward.
Okay.
He's just top heavy. He's like, "Are you gonna take him out of the box?" I was like, "I was gonna." Why?
Isn't it really heavy in general?
He doesn't seem that heavy, but apparently, like top heavy, he ends up leaning. So
it doesn't take much. Speaking of somebody who's got a few old Tick action figures from the 90s.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fate is a cruel mistress. That's an authentic Tick line.
Wes said, so I thought, like, I told the guys, like, why don't you put like a thin metal dowel up his leg? Because, you know, he's got the pegs, right? Just drill it up in there. And he's going to try it. But Wes said, you might as well put something on his back. So that way it just keeps him from leaning forward. So he's going to help me make something. But
there you go.
I was like really excited. I was like, I'm trying to get all the figures. It doesn't lean? Ooh.
Maybe it just leans the other way because he's in Australia.
Maybe.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like the water flushes counterclockwise.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Wes can fix it. I have faith that Wes can fix that lean with rivets.
I love not making any sense, by the way. Just so in case anybody's wondering out there, non sequitur bullcrap. That's what I live for. What I live for.
Okay. Next up.
Good Lord, how much you buy?
Oh my God! Like, stop outing me. So I got Moss Man.
Get some free hugs.
I thought it was Swamp Thing.
Or is it? No, it's Moss Man from the Masters of the Universe, like the new Netflix show.
Right.
He's great, and he's great in the show. What?
Hey, Mike's paying attention there,
That's
Webb.
right.
There you go.
And he's got. So he's got he's got a set of hands, but then he comes with 2 other sets, and then sort of like a tree trunk that you can also add onto his hand as if he's like attacking. He looks really good.
Does he come with a Viking helmet?
No.
Oh, that's Randy Moss, man.
I'm gonna ignore you guys. Okay, and then your favorite figure.
Rob is he's selling out everybody tonight. Rack time, Rob.
You hush, Rob.
Unacceptable.
How's that fur bikini coming in for He-Man there?
They made it longer.
They made what longer?
His underwear.
His furry britches.
Yes.
He's actually got boxers sticking out the bottom.
And so he comes with extra hands, a shield, obviously, and his sword. But he's, I would say the brutal chest cut isn't there, but it is.
Can't they do it like right under the bro thing? No.
I guess I can. If I move it, then yeah, you can kind of like. Yeah.
He didn't come with a personality, though, did he?
No.
Didn't think so.
But I love that I got Skeletor.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Yeah. His sculpt is really nice.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The bit I always dug about him was the bit where he would disappear through a mirror, like a gate, and then his arm would come back and he would break the glass. Like, that's a pimp exit right there,
Yeah,
man. Like, yeah.
Look, again, worst part of Masters of the Universe was He-Man, but Skeletor was class A all the way.
Okay.
Here's a good one for you, Beast Man.
Right?
So I'll show you the big thing that I got at the end. But so I got Wes a pizza cutter.
I saw this.
I'm so terrified. I told him I wasn't gonna get it for him, but then I did. Like, it's so cool.
That's a pizza axe.
How sharp are we talking here?
It's really sharp.
It's real sharp.
I was like, so I got it. I was like, this is totally not what I thought was gonna come in. But no, it's big.
That's fantastic.
That thing is not dishwasher safe at all.
No.
No.
I want you to send me a picture of that for the Instagram page.
That's
okay.
Outstanding.
That needs to go.
If I had that, it would be pristine and honed for about 3 months. And a year from now, there'd be like pineapple and like peppers and pepperoni in the sheet.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, bleh.
So it's also like you can hang it on your belt.
Look, the way of the pizza Viking.
I don't. And even like the leather, because it comes in leather, right? And it's like stitched and edged. And I'm like, what is like the fanciest pizza cutter anybody ever needs?
You should wear that to your next axe throwing outing and be like, I brought my own.
Heavy. Like, I was like,
somebody orders a pizza, that's what you throw the axe at.
Okay.
See, Doug, what you got to figure out is which romantic comedies you can stand.
Ugh.
Like 75 romantic comedies means a lot of Princess Bride.
Oh God.
A lot of Jerry Maguire. A lot of movies like that. You got to figure out which romantic comedies you can handle.
Am I the only one who hates Princess Bride?
Yes.
Yes.
Because there's something wrong with you.
I hate that movie.
Oh my God. Andre the Giant.
Ow!
I hate that movie.
Oh my God.
Oh.
I can't.
Oh.
Just.
Oh.
So, and then I got.
Oh no.
Auditions for the third
So
chair
wait.
next week.
You passed on the Golden Girls castle, but it was because you already bought a castle that weekend?
So there's an explanation for this.
I'm sure there is.
There always is.
Did Wes buy said explanation? No, he did not.
He didn't know what I got.
Look at this. Julian, you and me, brother.
D-Bash has your back, Mark.
No. So
he is also incorrect.
My name is Inigo Montoya. People will repeat this line forever, and it will be annoying.
Okay. You know what? I'll give you that one. I'll give you, but that's just because it was that great when it happened.
But maybe you're trying to trick me, and you knew I was
the Golden Girls castle.
Say what?
So I'm now regretting not buying the Golden Girls
I'm sure you are.
We can never go shopping together, Mark. You would be like, what are you doing?
How many collectors did you knock over when you were buying all the cool stuff from Dave Street?
I did hip check a kid, but
I bet.
So there's a story behind this. So friends of mine, they do also a raffle. One of the raffle prizes was this. So a lady won it who didn't know what it was.
Oh.
And she didn't want it.
Nice.
So friends of mine who were vending were like, we'll sell it for you if you want. And she's like, okay, well, what can I get for it? And they were like, whatever you want. And so as they're walking out of the con, I turned to the lady's husband, Missy's husband, and I was like, where did you get that? Because I've never had one. And it's the new one, right? It's the 2021 version. So I was like, I don't want a retro one because I just don't want everything broken and like I don't want to put it together. I just want to have one. But I don't want to spend like a gazillion dollars. So he's like, well, so he tells me the story and he was like, what do you we'll give you a friend discount. So I was like, okay. So like 100? And I was like, how about 80? They were like 85? And I was like, sure. And I literally PayPal'd them.
Oh.
Him and I were standing at the door to the parking lot, like to go out of the con.
So all of this toy show karma, where you got a ridiculous deal on a huge item, you burned on Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm so excited. So
what is retail on Grayskull?
Live stream, give us some help here. What's retail on Castle Grayskull?
I've seen it go for like 200 to 300.
Okay.
Because this sorceress,
Okay,
she goes for about 100 and something. So.
Did you buy the castle for the sorceress?
No, I bought it for everything.
Okay. Fair enough.
So a guy was walking out at the time and he's like, you could just pay over $100 and sell that sorceress. And I was like, no.
Yeah, no, she's coming home.
She's coming home.
All right. Ryan Sweeney sells $100 at Walmart. So not a huge deal then.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Michael Mercy, 85 Canadian, which means
actually,
it's like a $40 item.
That is not that much for a giant box like that. I mean,
right?
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and
And
then
if it's too awesome, you can buy some of those new McFarlane Toys Princess Bride figures to make it boring and annoying.
You stop. Move on.
And so the last thing I got was a book that a friend of mine wrote. So
Good deal.
She's a cosplayer, but she decided to write a book, and I got it. And she's a
Plug away.
What?
Plug away.
Oh yes. So she goes by Monica Claire as her written name, as her writer name. So Monica Tully is her actual name, but she goes by her Jewish name online, Adira. So it's called Sandstorm: The Legend of Adira, and she actually made the costume for her figure or character in the book. And Adira is a Hebrew slave living in Egypt, and she then gets powers, and so it's her own type of superheroes. So I look forward to reading it.
That's very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's all I got in.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it. 10 items later. Just had a Dave Tree what I got in segment right there.
Sorry. I mean,
just clear out an hour.
Man.
I'm sure I could find
Mark
more.
Weber, what'd you get in?
Well, last week I had the file card, but now I have the figure. This is the Joe-Con Headhunter Stormtrooper. And I always love those figures. I have a couple, but I didn't have this guy, so he can be like the leader of the squad.
Very
and
cool.
then the other stuff is Fashion Week, because I did mention it was birthdays for little Elizabeth and slightly larger Derek. So I got them both this T-shirt, which is in their own sizes, because they play soccer and they play defense like I played defense. And honestly, there's not much more. I don't get any more joy from much beyond watching them crush people on the soccer field. So I got them matching shirts that say
"We who defend and you need to get that on elbow pads because that's how you play defense."
Right? So good. And the other day, Elizabeth finished my line, which is great. It said, "It's like I always say, Nobody is fast. And she said, on their back. That's right. So that's good. And then they make these, well, there's 9 different shirts like this. But
I've never seen your kids play soccer, Mark, but I know I like watching your kids play soccer.
Yeah, it's full contact, baby. Elizabeth has never played Dungeons and Dragons, but she's excited about the concept. So we went through the basic alignments. Oh, that's a good point. 15 is Munson. I'll put that picture up online. Every year of my son's age, he gets a card of the Yankee who wore that, how old he is as a uniform number. Look at this. Speaking of Miss Elizabeth, there she goes. So anyway, she was interested in Dungeons and Dragons and the alignments of characters.
Try not to hit the door.
Or the dog. So she's interested in alignments, right? Because she wanted to try to figure out what alignment somebody might be. So they make alignment shirts. And she figured she was neutral good. So for her birthday, she got a shirt that says...
Neutral good. A beautiful cinnamon roll, too good for this world.
There you go. The best one is chaotic neutral. It says chaotic neutral might save your life, might steal your wife. Nice. So, but since it is Fashion Week, let's see if I can make this work. This is my new.
Hands, Bubby, I'm your white knight.
That's what I'm talking about. No?
No clue what you're talking about here.
Hands, Bubby?
It's a line from Die Hard when Ellis goes in to talk to Hans Gruber and he goes, Hans, Bubby.
Oh.
It's a deep cut, but that's why it's cool. People will see it and they're like, I don't get it.
Wes would appreciate that shirt.
Yeah, so there you go. There aren't too many Ellis from Die Hard shirts out there, so I was all over it.
There's not a lot of Die Hard shirts out there.
Yeah.
Our crowd's on top of it.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about. Hans, Bubby, I'm your white knight. So there you go. That's what I got in.
All right. Mike, what'd you get in?
I also got my Snake Eyes movie figures. The Snake Eyes and Baroness came in.
Oh.
And just earlier today, celebratory Beachhead number 25.
Oh, my God.
I am the scourge of the forgotten eBay deal, but he's complete.
There's a hand.
No. No.
Tell her I didn't interrupt her when I got
right? In. Good Lord.
It's just rude.
Ah! You know it's more scary that he does that.
Uncle Mike is talking.
Oh, Lord.
He's squeaking.
Number 25 is here. Number 26 might be here tomorrow.
Oh, dude. You got a double score?
We got the double play.
Was it BOGO Beachhead?
It was not, but it might as well have been. Again, I am the king of the bargain hunters. And somebody's echoing. Probably Joe Colton.
I just had oh, it's me. Or maybe it's not.
Now, yep. Yeah, it's Joe Colton. Because I muted her, and there's no more echo.
I thought it might have been
weird.
I thought it might have been me.
No, it's not.
I had a 12-year-old and a dog avalanche run through here.
Yeah, no, because we're talking now. I've muted her microphone, and there's no echo. So it's her microphone that just suddenly decided to change.
So weird.
What'd we tell you about headsets?
Whatever.
Tell you.
It's better now.
It's gone again, so whatever.
I don't understand. Okay, whatever.
I do love when we have our technical difficulties. Like, we need to figure out some kind of graphic where there's just like, anyway, I don't know, something. Oh, Max figure, Max statue.
He's old.
That's all I got in this week. That's it for me.
Still a double Beachhead week,
Right?
Are they? What's the quality of these two?
The second one we'll find out. I don't have it yet, but this one it's complete. His pack is a little crooked, but I think it's just because for most of his life it was probably across his body. He has the normal paint wear across the ammo clips and a little bit on his toes. for what I've got, he's probably top third.
Okay.
Not one of the very best ones, but he's pretty good. His joints are pretty solid.
For my beachhead, I only ever had the one. His ammo pack was always hooked over the point of the crossbow and around the backpack. Always. Is that not how most people make that happen?
I used to put it around his arm when it came out of the box at all.
Okay.
A lot of times I just didn't have the ammo pack. I just didn't worry about it.
Are you guys on the hunt for anything other than BTED?
I mean, am I? No, not really. I don't have a ton of room right now, so
I have a guy who
have a figure to go after.
I have a guy who is hooking me up with a ram with breaker because it looks fantastic. But I do need a barbecue, right? Because I can't go there. So barbecue time.
Real quick, because we're running out of time. Let's hit some shout outs. We got 4 minutes, Joe Colton. Go for it.
Okay. Happy anniversary to Diana and her husband. May you have many more anniversaries and happiness and joy and health together. So there's that. And then I do want to make an announcement. Roma Collectibles is opening a brick and mortar store, and it will be opening November 13th. They're having an open house for it. So if you can, Springfield, is it Springfield? Yeah, Springfield, Ohio. No, yeah. I was like, Springfield, Illinois? No, Springfield, Ohio. Roma Collectibles, go on their page, like it, get the info, go. Support our community.
That's it.
So.
And the forecast that weekend has 100% chance of snow.
Mark Weber, shout outs.
Sure.
Al Snow, right?
That's right.
Al Snow.
Make jokes later.
You got to rush? The Barrington Christian Academy Middle School co-ed soccer team who beat the death out of St. Michael's yesterday, 7-3. Yeah. So to Lila, who scored 4 goals, salute. Yeah. Making my job easy. Making me look smart. That's it.
All right. Give a shout out to, of course, Racktime Rob, the unsung fourth hero and forgotten man of the What's on Joe Mind team. Give our shout out to our sponsors at Kokomo Toys. We will quickly sing the theme song. Kokomo Toys. Kokomo Toys. Give a shout out to, of course, Diana and Cullen on their 15th wedding anniversary. Yeah. Give a shout out to all of our teachers and our first responders and our retail workers that are still dealing with all of the madness that is going on outside in a pandemic. Get your shots, get vaccinated, wear your mask when you're in really crowded situations in public. Things are not necessarily doing better out there. We need to be more careful. We need to save our medical workers from undue stress and save our medical facilities so that we can actually treat people who are sick with other things. So until next time, when next Friday rolls around and we are here waiting for the team stream, I'm Mike Arizari for my co-hosts Mark Weber and Joe Colton. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of the weekend. Yo, Joe.
Beer.